Today I'm going to show you guys how to make our M-Mag bicarb. I know there's been a lot of questions about it and there's a lot of ways to make it. That's why it's confusing. So I'm going to simplify that for you guys today and show you guys how I make it, and I believe this is the most potent way you can make it at home. Okay, so today I'm going to show you guys how I make M-Mag bicarb. And the first thing you want to get set up with, and you have to get this beforehand, is a soda stream. Now there's two different models you can get. You can get these household models right here that plug in. Some don't plug in. I got the one that plugged in. I got the more expensive one because I want the most powerful one. And from my research, the one you plug in is the most powerful. There's also another one you can get. This has like a little hand unit on top. I lost it. This is what I was first using. You could use this as well. But the idea, what we're wanting to do, guys, is we're wanting to take filtered water. And I know you guys have a lot of questions about that. Should I do distilled? Should I do RO? Should I do this, do that? Just do the best that you can. I use distilled water, but do the best that you can. And then you add that to one of these little containers here. And what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna carbonate that water. So the first thing that you do before you get it all set up and get it going is you've got to fill your container with water, right? Step one, fill a container with water. Step two, make sure the water's cold. The colder, the better. So when this reaction happens, and I'm gonna go into this reaction and talk about that a little bit, you wanna make sure the water is cold, okay? That's the most important step, all right? So here we are, we've got our cold, chilled water, and the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna open this water up, and then I'm gonna take 1 teaspoon of this M-Mag bicarb, okay? Just 1 teaspoon. Now on the bag it says 1 to 2. You can do a little bit more, but I found with our potency, it's so pure, you only need 1 teaspoon. So I'm gonna take this 1 teaspoon, and it's a heapy one, right? You can just do 1, just doing it for the video's sake, okay? And I take this and I cap it. So I've gotten my chilled filtered water, right? I've added 1 teaspoon of M-Mag bicarb, and I'm shaking it up, and I'm just getting it mixed up, okay? Now, this will not make M-Mag bicarb, okay? If you drank this right now, it would pretty much go right through you. There's not gonna be any bicarbonates in here because this is magnesium hydroxide. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna carbonate it, and that carbonation is gonna react, that CO2 is gonna react with the hydroxide, and it's gonna create bicarbonate salts. And these bicarbonate salts are exactly what we're after, specifically magnesium bicarbonate. I'm not gonna go into the benefits because you guys know the benefits are immense, and hands down, I believe everybody should have this product. Everyone in the family should have it, the dogs, the plants, everyone needs this product. We're all deficient in magnesium. Our souls are deficient in magnesium. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. But so what you do is you've taken your solution, you've mixed it all up, and then we're gonna carbonate it. Excuse me there. So I'm gonna put it in my machine here, and I'm gonna go on the most powerful carbonation. And my machine works just like this. It just carbonates it up. You can hear it. And as soon as it's done, I pull it out just like so, and I cap it. And I do that quickly because I don't wanna lose that carbonation, right? And then I shake. Okay, and this is a process to where I'm gonna show you. You can shake it as hard as you want. You can shake it real hard. You gotta put it back in the fridge. The real key way is to just slowly agitate it. You don't really have to go too crazy with it. I used to think you did, but you don't. You just wanna agitate it, okay? And then after that, and then I'm gonna add it to the fridge just to keep it even chillier. I'm gonna set that in the fridge just like so, and I'm gonna leave it there for about an hour or 2. Now, you can come back after an hour or 2 and you can shake that up, or you can leave it in there for 4 to 6 hours, and what'll happen is the product will come out just like this one. So I wanted to shoot this. See how that's clear? So this isn't the same one, and obviously I've been drinking some of this. You see, it's all foggy, right? We just made this one. This one's just now going in. And I put that in, and you want to put that in for about 4 hours, and then eventually it goes liquid like so. You see that? See, I'm shaking that, and it's a little cloudy, but it's mainly because there's fog, because it's cold. That's the finished product. The other way you can tell when it's finished is this container is going to want to squeeze in. Now this container that I just did it in, right? This is the brand new one right here. this is solid because it's got all that CO2 in there. So just a little extra step, if you want to make sure the reaction completely happens, you can come back 2 hours later and just shake it gently again. And what will happen though after 2 hours of it sitting in the fridge, it'll actually look like this. It'll look almost like it's clear. And maybe it might be a little bit foggier, but at the end of the day, it's if you shook it up in 2 hours, it's gonna cloud out again. It'll get cloudy on you again, okay? Because even though I'm shaking this up, if you guys can see that, I don't know if the camera's gonna get that or not, there's still little chunks in there that didn't completely break down. But those chunks have hardened and collected together at the bottom, and they instantly dissipate to the bottom. So if I was to pull this out in 2 hours and shake it up, it's gonna go cloudy again. So you have to leave it in for at least 4 to 6 hours. I prefer doing it at the end of the day, going through the night, but if you're shaking it up and it still gets real cloudy like this, and then just stays cloudy, you need to go longer in your fridge. Also, the way to tell is this is tight, right? Whereas in the other bottle is squishy. All right, guys, that's it. That's how you make it. Now, as far as like how much to consume and all that, everyone's different. The way this works, it's based on your bowel tolerance, and all of ours is different. So I suggest that you start out with 1 to 2 ounces, but I'm up to about 9 ounces a day, and I have to split that out throughout the day, okay? So the idea is that if you start with 1 to 2 ounces and you get started and you don't really notice much, and you don't really notice anything happen to your bowels, like you don't get any kind of like bubbles, you don't feel like a nervous system response where you feel like, oh, I just feel more relaxed. If you don't notice anything, then you need to have more. And again, the key in drinking this is you drink this on an empty stomach. You don't drink this, after you've eaten. You ideally want to drink it first thing in the morning, in between lunch, in between dinner, okay? You start at that 1 to 2 ounce. However, if nothing happens, nothing gets bubbly, things don't start moving a little bit, then you need to bump that up. Bump it up an ounce. So go to 3 ounces, right? And then just experience it, right? So eventually you're gonna hit a threshold. Eventually, if you went to 3 and then you go to 4 and you're like, oh wow, I feel it. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I gotta use the restroom. And you go use the restroom and it's liquid, then that's your bowel tolerance, which means you need to take about an ounce less. And that's your dose. So I know this is confusing, or can be confusing, but it's actually extremely simple once you try it, once you understand it. Because this is a game changer and everyone needs to be on this. The MMAG Bicarb is $12, guys. That should last you guys 2 or 3 months. I wanted to bring this to you guys because I was so sick of all the other people on the market that have the mag bicarbonate. You know, you can buy one of these full. It's like 80 something dollars. I got another company that sells like 1 ounce of the magnesium hydroxide, lower quality, for like 90 bucks. This is $12, USP grade from the Dead Sea. Exactly where we get our magnesium chloride spray. It's the same mine that we get it from, so it's extremely high quality, 99.99% tested purity. And so I wanted to bring that to you guys. But that's how you start. That's how you make it. If you got any questions or comments, please leave them below. Do this. You've got to do this. If it's confusing at all, just reach back out to us. But this is the most simplest way to make it. Don't be confused about, or don't let yourself derail yourself from doing this, from having this. Everyone needs this product. It's cheap, it's effective, it's easy, and it makes you feel amazing. All right, guys, signing off. Thank you so much for watching.